Look at all of these little French green beans. I planted all of these little plants in random corners of the garden, so I keep finding ripe green beans here and there and everywhere, which is kind of fun. And even though it's a super rainy day, I had to get out here and pick those cherry tomatoes because I found a few tomatoes on the fence line where the squirrels have come in and stolen my cherry tomatoes, and we cannot have that. I am not willing, not willing to give up my cherry tomatoes to the squirrels. Nice little harvest. I'm gonna pick a little arugula. Pick a little arugula too, just these outside largest leaves. So that's a pretty cute little salad. Few things from the garden on a rainy day, and as you can see, I've got a bunch more greens in the works soon. I could probably harvest a couple of like these bigger leaves off the kale. They're not quite ready yet though. I'm gonna let those kale plants continue to get bigger. Hopefully the squirrels won't disturb them too much, and let all this other arugula and stuff continue to grow a little bit more. But what I really came out to the garden on this rainy day is to grab my lemon plant and bring it inside. Okay, so I brought this under the awning a little bit because it is pretty rainy out. But this is my pink variegated lemon tree. So such a beautiful little plant. I've had this growing just among all my containers down here in the garden, and it's put on a decent amount of growth. Like all of this here, this is all new growth this season. You can kind of see a little bit of a color difference where it's darker, and so I want to get it ready to bring it inside because we're starting to get a few cooler nights, and I don't want it to start getting damaged by any of the cold. We've had a couple nights here in the high 40s Fahrenheit, so 48, 49, and this is a pretty protected, sheltered little garden area. We've got pavers on the ground here. Sun really gets back in here and warms things up quite a bit, so I haven't been too worried about it. But towards the end of this week, we're gonna get some temperatures that are starting to get like a little bit on the edge. We've got a night that's 41 degrees Fahrenheit and just starting to get closer to those like 30s Fahrenheit, and then of course freezing. And citrus is not going to like those cool temperatures. I also want to kind of avoid any shock as much as I can. It's pretty common for citrus plants, as far as I know, to get pretty unhappy when you move them inside, dropping their leaves, that kind of thing. Now, I have had pretty good luck moving the little citrus that I started from seed in and out and not having an issue. I think because the temperatures inside are pretty similar to the temperatures outside, it hasn't been as big a shock. So that's what I kind of want to do for this big, beautiful, well, not big, but this beautiful little variegated. I just want to try to avoid shocking its system too much. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare to bring it in, just to make sure that I bring in as few pests with it as possible. And then I also have these 3 lemon trees. These are the ones that I started from seeds. So admittedly, I kind of neglected fertilizing them for a little bit of like a little while, and they took it pretty hard. It was not great. So I've gotten back on a better fertilizing routine with these. 2 of them are going to be gifts from my parents, and then this one I'm going to try to keep and nurse back to health. It was looking so good, and I'm bummed at myself for letting it get to this point. This is really sad. But this is like a 1-year plant. I started these I think in January. I have a video about the process which I'll link down below, but it was super fun. It's definitely something I'm going to do again. And now that I know that I need to be more on top of the fertilizing and all of that, because the pink lemon I fertilized like weekly, just like a fish fertilizer every week, and it's looking beautiful and was growing and healthy. The other ones I just let go for like a couple months without fertilizing, and obviously that was not good. But I'm gonna bring all of them inside now and let them kind of transition to the indoor indoor temperatures. Hopefully they'll do okay. One of the things I'm going to do is replace the top like inch of potting soil. So I just have this Espoma pot cactus mix. This is what they are planted in right now, and I'm just going to take out the top little bit of potting soil and put more of this cactus back in, just to scrape out hopefully if there's any, like, you know, I don't know, any little bugs or anything that are living in this soil here. I can get that out, which would be good. As you can see, like, look how sturdy it's getting. This was just, you know, this little wisp of a plant, and it's just doing so well. I did get this plant online. I got it from Stark Brothers. It was so much more affordable than purchasing a plant like this at the garden center, which can be so expensive. Citrus is not cheap, and it's done really well. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm just gonna scrape out any of this dirt that might have bug eggs or anything in it, and then I'm gonna look over the entire plant and see if I see any bugs, you know, just literally looking over it. And I may, although it looks really pretty clean and healthy, I may just spray it real quick with a like one of my like bug sprays that I have for the garden, one of my pest sprays that I have from Arbor. I may just do a quick spray over, just to make sure that, sorry if you can hear all those sirens and everything in the background, but just to make sure that there's nothing coming in, because I am kind of a little worried about things coming inside with the plants. There's not a whole lot of plants that I'm bringing inside for the winter. This is my main one, like my main concern, the main one that I want to live. I do have my 2 mandavillas though, and I may try to bring them in. I think I'm going to. I'm just kind of debating it. Again, I don't want to bring in a bunch of bugs. I'm a little worried. For some reason with the mandavillas, they make me a little bit more nervous. This guy, I really don't feel like there's anything in it. It's just been such a clean, healthy plant all season. But it's always a risk. I think if you remove that soil, spray it down, you know, really should be limited on how many bugs come in with the plants. And of course, this is going to be gorgeous inside. So I'm just going to get set up here and give it a little once over, and then do the same thing with the little guys too. Okay, I got that all cleaned up, and I have to say, I am so glad that I took out that top layer of soil, because I did see like some little centipede things. I am sure there are some kind of fungus gnats or something, eggs in there, and it was just a really good reminder to take that extra step and to take out that soil. It kind of seems like, I don't know, a little bit of an extra step. It's definitely something that I could see myself not wanting to do, but after kind of sifting through, like pulling out that soil and seeing those bugs in there, big reminder that that is important. Such a good thing to do. I'm probably gonna go in, you know, while they're inside and find something to top dress the soil with, maybe like just some moss or some pebbles or something while it's inside to make it look a little bit prettier. But I think that even if I had it top dressed and it came outside next season, I'd probably take all that stuff off and get that soil out, because it was definitely very clear to me as soon as I started doing that, that that's a really necessary part of this whole process and bringing it inside. And then just spraying off the leaves with a little bit of bug spray, just in case. So I'm feeling more confident about doing the mandavillas too. I think I'm definitely going to go ahead and do that. I'm gonna have to cut them back a bit because they're really vining and growing crazy right now. I've got them out by my front door. But I think it'll be worth it to try to bring them inside. And I definitely encourage you, if you've got something, you know, try to bring it in. Certainly something like a lemon tree you want to bring indoors if you're in my zone. I'm in zone 7A, so we do get below freezing here. So unfortunately, we can't just grow citrus like this outside all year round. It's really starting to rain now, so I probably should go back in, although it is beautiful to have these cool weather patterns coming through. It's just so nice finally after you know, a long season and a long hot summer. It's really lovely to be out here and not be sweating, be in a coat. It's just great. So anyways, I'm gonna bring in those veggies, bring in my lemons, and hope you're having just a great day in your garden. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm getting back in the flow of videos and getting out here between baby naps, and it's working out so far. So we're gonna keep trying to do that. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.